All right, good evening, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. For everyone who's on Facebook and Instagram and in person, welcome to Sunset Yoga. Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and get started by getting on a comfortable seated position on our mats. If you are live streaming on Facebook or Instagram, please type in Sunset Yoga with Nina on Spotify to find my playlist. You can start playing that playlist now. All right, and then find any pillows, blankets, anything that is comfortable for you to use during your practice today. Awesome. All right. So we can also sit on the edge of a block or a blanket, whatever feels good to us. Finding a comfortable seated position. Closing our eyes, sitting with our spine long, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And just tuning into the body in this moment. Just noticing what the breath feels like. Noticing the rhythm of our breathing. And just making a note of how the breath is coming into the body. Is it coming in through one nostril? Is it coming in through both nostrils? The left nostril representing our yin energy, the lunar energy representing the moon, and the right nostril representing our solar energy, representing yang, which is the sun. So just noticing if the breath is coming in through one nostril versus both. Or maybe predominantly in one. And just keep this in mind as we are going to do a type of pranayama breath work later in the class. We'll once again bring our attention back to our breathing through our nose. And along with the breath, just noticing what is coming up for us in the body. Noticing what sensations are present. Where we feel these sensations. And instead of judging or labeling these sensations as good or bad, right or wrong, we're simply just observing. Just noticing, just becoming aware of them. And along with our breath, along with our body, just noticing the mind, just noticing what is present in the mind, the quality of our thoughts. Once again, not judging or labeling our thoughts as good or bad, right or wrong, just simply just noticing, perhaps noticing if our thoughts are in the past, noticing if our thoughts are about the future, just simply becoming aware of where our thoughts are, and seeing if we can just gently bring ourselves back to the present moment by anchoring into our body, anchoring into our breath, into what is happening right now. So tomorrow morning, the 21st of December, around 10 a.m., more or less in the morning for Pacific time, is the winter solstice starting, right? So, and that means that that is the longest night of the year. It also marks beginnings. It marks the beginning of a new season, the ending of the previous season. So I thought today the theme for our class could be all about honoring endings. So I'm going to read a passage from that book that I've been reading called Journey to the Heart. And today's passage is called Honor the Ending. And the author describes her experience in this passage. "How was your trip?" a friend asked as my trip drew to a close. I thought for a moment, then the answer came easily. "It had its ups and downs," I said. "There were times I felt exhilarated and sure I was on track. Other days I felt confused, lost. I'd fall into bed at night certain that this whole trip was a mistake and a waste. But I'd wake up in the morning, something would happen, and I'd see how I'd been guided all along. The journey of a year is drawing to a close. Cherish the moments, all of them, even the ups and downs. Cherish the places you visited, the people you've seen. Say goodbye to those whose journeys have called them someplace else. Know you can always call them back by thinking loving thoughts. Know all those you love will be there for you when you need them the most. Honor the lessons you've learned and the people who helped you learn them. Honor the journey your soul mapped out for you. Trust all the places you've been. Make a scrapbook in your heart to help you remember. Look back for a moment. Reflect in peace. Then let this year draw to a close. All parts of the journey are sacred and holy. You've learned that by now. Take time to honor this ending. Though it's never really the end. Go to sleep tonight. When you wake up tomorrow, a new adventure will begin." So I want you to just think about your response to that passage about honoring our endings. And it's also very timely because this is also representing the end of the year. We're beginning a new year not too long from now. And this also is the last class, the Sunset Yoga class of 2020, and also the end of that. So just honoring, perhaps just reflecting for a moment on how we can honor our endings and not see them as negative, but really see it as a new beginning. In order for new beginnings, we do need things to end. We do need cycles to end. So we'll continue to reflect on this intention throughout class, as a yoga sequence also is a continuation of beginnings and endings as we move through our asanas. At the end, we'll honor the ending of class with some nice breath work and a short guided meditation to bring in the new year. All right, with that being said, bring both palms at the heart. Take a big inhale in through the nose and a big exhale out through the mouth. Gently blink open the eyes. Come up off of your blanket, pillow, block, whatever you were on, and come onto your hands and your knees. Getting ready for a few rounds of cat and cow. In cat and cow, just keeping the gaze down, the crown of the head reaching in front of you. The fingers are shoulders width apart. Fingers are spread wide. Hands are shoulders width apart in it. Knees are underneath the hips. Inhale as you bring the belly towards the mat. Gaze up into cow. Exhale as you round the spine, bringing the gaze to the navel. Inhaling again, belly moving towards the mat, gaze up. And exhale as we round the spine. Just do a few more rounds of cat and cow. Really taking time to move with your breath, really linking the breath with each movement. And adding on any movements that feel good in the body today. Perhaps gazing back at your heels. Perhaps flipping the wrist if that feels good. Maybe moving the hips in circles. So just for a few more moments. Just moving the body in a dynamic way that feels good. Noticing how the end of cow is the beginning of cat. So just symbolizing the ending and the beginning that we have just within the same part of our practice. On the next breath, come back into a neutral tabletop position. Tuck the toes, lift the knees up off the mat, and come into your first downward dog. Breathing here. Your hands are shoulders width apart, fingers spread wide. Really root down into those inner corners of both of your hands. The feet are hips width apart. Then pedal the feet, wag the tail, getting comfortable in that first downward dog. Shoulders away from the ears. Nodding the head yes. Shaking the head no. Look to the front of your mat. Gently walk your feet to your hands, coming into your first forward fold. Grabbing opposite elbows if that feels good to you, and feel free to bend the knees as much as feels good. Letting the head hang, maybe swaying left and right if that feels good to you. Just getting a nice forward fold. And bring the weight into the balls of the feet so you can get a little bit more of a hamstring stretch. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Release the hands down to the mat. Slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Painting a circle up to the sky with the palms. Gaze up at the palms. Palms down at the heart. And to the side. All right, so we're going to start with our sun salutation, Surya Namaskar A. Coming to the front of your mat, toes together, heels are slightly apart, hands to the side. Standing tall here as we take an inhale, sweeping the arms up to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold Uttanasana, hinging forward at the hips. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, as you bend both knees, plant both hands. Bring the left foot back. Bring the right foot back, coming into your first high plank. Shoulders directly over the wrist, fingers are spread wide. You're on the balls of your feet and your kneecaps are lifted. The gaze is down, the crown of the head reaching in front of you. Breathing here for 5, 4, hug that belly to the chest, engaging that core. 3, 2, 1. Go straight back, downward dog. Breathing here. Shoulders away from the ears. Nodding the head yes. Shaking the head no. Look to the front of your mat. Step or jump your feet to your hands. Inhaling halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Palms down at the heart and to the side. And again, inhale, sweep the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, as you plant both hands, bring your left foot back. Bring your right foot back. Once again, coming into that high plank. This time, lower all the way down to your mat. Untuck the toes, keep them hips width apart. Just bring the palms out about 6 to 8 inches in front of you. Keep the gaze down, crown of the head reaching in front of you. As you inhale, lift the elbows up, baby cobra. Squeeze those elbows in towards the body, breathing here, getting that back bend. And exhale as we come all the way back down. Slide those hands back underneath your shoulders. Squeeze those elbows in. So your elbows should be pointing up and hugging the midline. Tuck the toes, lift those knees up and push up into a high plank. Go straight back downward dog, breathing here. So that was showing you a cobra variation of Surya Namaskar. So that's an option for you to do your vinyasa if that's how you'd like to do so. Breathing here as we nod our head yes, shake our head no. Look to the front of your mat, step or jump your feet to your hands. Inhaling halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana, gaze up at the palms. Palms down at the heart and to the side. And again, building on further, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant both hands, bring your left foot back. Bring your right foot back, coming into a high plank. Option to go down into cobra that we just did, or you can do chaturanga by shifting your shoulders past your wrists, squeezing those elbows into the body, stacking the elbows above the wrist, breathing here in this plank position. As you inhale, pull the heart through, tops of the feet down, upward dog. Exhale, roll back, downward dog. So you can always do cobra, what we did before that variation, if you don't want to do a full chaturanga. So it's always up to you. We'll all meet back in downward dog eventually. So however you get there is okay. It's your practice, tuning into your body, nodding the head yes, shaking the head no. Look to the front of your mat, step or jump your feet to your hands. Inhaling halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing Urdhva Hastasana, gaze up. And bring the palms down to the heart. And to the side. And again, building that heat, that yang. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up. This time, exhale as you plant both hands, bend both knees. Just bring your left foot back and bring your left knee down. So you're coming into a low lunge, into a crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Your right knee can go far past your right ankle. Sweeping the arms up to frame the ears. So showing you a little bit of what a lunar salutation looks like. Chandra Namaskar, for those of you who will be doing lunar flow with me starting in January. Breathing here in our crescent moon. And exhaling as we bring both palms down around that right foot. Bring that right knee back over that right ankle. Tuck the left toes. Lift that left knee up, coming into a low lunge. Use your core to move your right foot back to meet your left foot coming into a high plank. Option 2, vinyasa. We'll go straight back into downward dog, moving at your own pace, your own way. Breathing here in downward dog, shoulders away from the ears, really rooting down into those inner corners of both of your hands. Nodding the head yes, shaking the head no. Look to the front of your mat, step or jump your feet to your hands. Inhaling halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana, gaze up at the palms. Palms down at the heart. And to the side. And again, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, as you plant both hands, bend both knees. This time, bring your right foot back and lower your right knee down to the mat, coming into crescent lunge on the other side. So you're untucking your toes. That left knee is going as far past that left ankle as feels good. Sweep the arms up to frame the ears, coming into Anjaneyasana, breathing here, opening up the heart to the sky. And exhale as you bring both hands down around that left foot. Put that left knee right over that left ankle. Tuck those right toes, lift that right knee up. We're in a low lunge now. So breathing here, using your core, bring your left foot back to meet your right foot into a high plank. Option to move through your vinyasa or go straight back into downward dog. Breathing here. Nodding the head yes. Shaking the head no. Look to the front of your mat. Step or jump your feet to your hands. Inhaling halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Gaze up at the palms. Palms down at the heart and to the side. Just take a moment just to separate the feet, just to find some groundedness beneath our body, and close your eyes. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, arms down at the side. And just ground yourself, just thinking about what it means to be grounded right now in this moment. Perhaps what it means to be grounded at the end of a cycle, at the end of a year, at the end of a season. How can we honor the ending right now in this very moment, just honoring the completion of a cycle? Noticing your breath, noticing what bodily sensations are showing up for us. On the next breath, gently come back to awareness as we bring our feet together at the top of the mat. So your toes are together, your heels are slightly apart. And sit back in Utkatasana, awkward chair pose. Sweeping the arms up to frame the ears. So you're kind of sitting back in a chair, bringing your thighs as parallel to the ground as you can. This is definitely a workout for your legs and also your core. Make sure you can pick up your toes so that you're more on the heels. You should be able to see your toes. Your knees should be far past your toes. Open the heart up to the sky, shoulders away from the ears. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Listen carefully, palms together up overhead, palms down at the heart. Bring your left elbow over to the right side of your legs, over your right knee. If you're not on the knee, but you're next to the knee, twisting over to the right. Gently bring that left hip back. That left hip is going to want to pop out, so bring that left hip back. Option here to split the arms. The other option is to extend this twist by bringing all the weight into your right foot. Come onto the ball of your left foot. Once you found your balance, bring that left foot back, extending that twist. Breathing here wherever you are, noticing the breath. And we're trying not to collapse our belly onto that right thigh, but we're kind of using that left elbow to guide our belly up and off of our right thigh. So we're really using that spinal twist here. Breathing here, 2 more deep breaths. On the next breath, if you are in an extended twist, gaze down at your right foot. Gently bring your left foot back to your, that wasn't very gentle of me, your left foot back to your right foot and unwind. We'll all straighten the legs, painting a circle up to the sky. Palms down at the heart and to the side. All right, on the next breath, once again, sit back, Utkatasana. Awkward chair pose, sweeping the arms up to the sky, breathing here. Palms up overhead, touching. So palms together, overhead, palms down at the heart. This time, bring your right elbow up and over to the outside of your left knee. Not on your knee, but outside of your left knee. Coming into a twist on the other side. This time, gently bring that right hip back. Option is split the arms here, or if you want to go into an extended version, look down at your feet, bring all the weight into your left foot. Come onto the ball of your right foot. Once you found your balance, pick your right foot back, coming into a extended side twist. Breathing here. Once again, we're using that right elbow to help have the twist come from the spine. Okay, so we're really opening up the heart towards the sky. We're not trying to collapse our belly onto our left thigh, but we're trying to open up the heart, reaching it towards the sky. Breathing here. 2 more deep breaths wherever you are. If you're in the extended side twist, gaze down at your left foot. Bring your right foot up to meet your left foot. We'll all unwind, straighten the legs, palms up to the sky. Palms down at the heart and to the side. All right, on the next breath, come to the front of your mat again if you're not there. Toes together, heels slightly apart. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, gaze up at the palms. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga, or your variation of a vinyasa. Opening up the heart in Cobra or Upward Dog. Exhaling as we all come back into Downward Dog. And then come down into Child's Pose, taking a moment of rest. A moment just to notice what is happening in the body, what is happening in the breath. Unlocking the jaw, unclenching the teeth. On the next breath, gently rise back up into a downward dog. Raising the hips high to the sky, shoulders away from the ears. On the next breath, look to the front of your mat. Bring your right foot up behind your right leg. Your right hand. Bring your right foot up behind your right hand. Bring your left foot behind your left hand. So you're going to come into a yogic squat. For some of you, it may feel good to have a block or some book or something if you want to do a squat that way. Otherwise, and a couple people, a couple options are you can have your feet, your toes pointing ahead of you. I personally like to have my feet pointing out. It's a little bit more of a hip opener as well. So whatever feels good with your feet, but you're going to come into Malasana, which is a yogic squat, garland pose. And you can use your elbows to help open up the knees, open up the hips. So just kind of rock left and right here. This is a really nice and grounding pose. So I'm going to incorporate several grounding poses into our sequence today as we end out the year. Breathing here. Opening up the heart if you can even. On the next breath, just bring the hands down and just straighten the legs. Just taking a little bit of a break. Perhaps coming into a forward fold, you can grab opposite elbows if that feels good to you. You can bend your knees as much as feels good. Maybe even swaying left and right. And now on the next breath, I want you to bring your feet together and come onto the balls of your feet. Okay, so come into your balls of your feet, kind of like you're in like a little squat. For some of you, it may feel good to even open up the knees so that you can try to have your heels touch and your toes touch. So this is an option here to come into a little bit more of a hip opener. For some of you, it may feel good to have your palms out in front of you, kind of forming a bowl. And this is kind of symbolic to receiving, right? What it is that we would like to receive in the new year. So wherever you are, if you're going to put your arms out in front of you, try to form a bowl, like a little lotus flower kind of, with your fingers. You can bow the head down. For some of you, you may even want to form a bowl with your hands, bringing the pinkies together. Breathing here for 2 more deep breaths. Ask for one thing that you would like in the new year. It doesn't have to be tangible, but what is one thing that you would like to manifest in the new year? What is one new beginning that you would like in the new year? On the next breath, gently walk the hands back to our body and straighten the legs. Once again, bringing the feet, hips width apart, grabbing opposite elbows, letting the head hang, shoulders relax, maybe swaying left and right. On the next breath, slowly, slowly, slowly roll up 1 vertebra at a time. When you get to the top, shrug the shoulders up to the ears and back down. All right, so we're just going to do 1 standing balancing pose before we come all the way down to our yin part of our practice. So we're going to do tree, Vrikshasana today. So bring the weight into both of your feet and try to center yourself over both of your feet. Okay, so you're not kind of swaying onto one or the other, you're right in the middle of both of your feet. Okay, so just feel that center of gravity. It almost can feel weightless if you really focus. And now bring all of the weight into your right foot. So you're on the right foot, not so that you're falling over, but that your left foot feels like a little lighter. Options for your left foot as we come into Vrikshasana tree pose. You can bring your left heel to your right ankle, your left foot to your right calf, your left foot above the knee. So we never have our feet on the knee, but you can have it above the knee. Or if you practice half lotus, then you can have that as well. So wherever you are, Find a place for that left foot. Engage that right leg. So engage that standing leg, okay? It's a strong tree trunk. So engage your right leg, palms together at the heart. Finding something in front of you that is not moving. Okay, something that you can have a drishti, which is a focal point, something to focus on. Smoothing out the breathing here. Option 2, grow the branches wide. Shoulders away from the ears. It's okay if you fall or wobble. It's all part of the practice, which is having fun too. So you can just kind of laugh it off and get back into tree and try again, right? So whenever we have an ending, we have a new beginning, a chance to try again, right? Breathing here. On the next breath, palms up overhead, palms down at the heart, and release that left foot. Great job. You can roll over your toes. And now once again, have your feet about hips width apart and try to get in the middle. Your body's gonna wanna go back into that right side. We kind of just practiced that, but shift your weight back into the center. Okay, so getting that center of gravity, that weightlessness. And on the next breath, now shift the weight onto the left foot so that you're releasing the right foot. The right foot is lighter, you can even pick it up. So options for your right foot. Your right heel can touch the left ankle. Your right foot can be on the left calf, never on the knee. So you can go above the knee, underneath our seat, or you can go into half lotus if that's in your practice. Okay, so finding a place for that right foot and engage that standing leg. Okay, so that left leg should be activated. It should be doing something right now. Palms together at the heart. And finding something in front of you that is not moving, something for you to focus. Once you've found that focus, you may choose to grow your branches wide, shoulders away from the ears. Breathing here, steady breathing. On the next breath, palms up overhead, palms down at the heart, and release that right foot, rolling over the toes if that feels good to you. We'll come back to the front of our mat and we'll flow all the way down to the mat where we will remain for the remainder of class. So one last vinyasa here. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, gaze up at the palms. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale as you step or jump back, Chaturanga, or go straight into Downward Dog. Last vinyasa of class, your choice. And go into Downward Dog. And then bring the knees down, coming into Child's Pose, taking a moment of rest here. A moment to tune into what is going on in the body. Tuning into what is going on in the mind, in the breath. Now the next breath, slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. So you're sitting on your heels. And just stay here for a moment. So the first yin pose I'm gonna have us do is a lying down twist. Okay, so take this time to grab a pillow. I'm gonna use a rolled up blanket. Okay, so you can use a rolled up blanket. You just wanna make it kind of a thin tube looking like cylinder type structure here. Okay, so have that with you, or a bolster works really well, a long pillow works really well. Whatever you do choose to have, just place it in front of you. Okay, so vertically in front of you that I have here. Okay, so you're going to get up onto your knees, Scoot your knees off to the left side of your mat. Bring your hips down to the right side. Okay, so you're kind of in this like beach pose here. All right, but what you want to do is you want to place both hands around that rolled up prop that you have in front of you. And you're going to lay your chest down on that rolled up prop, squaring the chest, centering the chest as you lie down. And then you can relax the elbows, relax the hands, coming into this gentle forward twist. Your neck may feel better if it faces the right side of the mat or the left, whatever feels good to you. Just keep your neck wherever feels good for it today. No need to add pain or any tension, discomfort. And see if you can really just let go of putting weight onto your elbows and your arms. Just see if you can just fall into that prop in front of you. All right, so we're in the yin part of our practice, which is more of that lunar energy, more of that receiving and just being. So we're just being in our energy, right? We're not trying to perform some action. We're not trying to do right now. We're trying to be right now. We'll stay in these yin poses for a few minutes at a time, which will be really nice for actually getting into the deeper parts of our bodies, which we can't necessarily do as well when we move very quickly from one pose to the next. So sometimes sitting in honoring those endings, right, can actually bring us the most growth, the most space, because we're not rushing to get to the next start. We're honoring the ending before we get to our next start. We're clearing space for that new beginning. So I like to think that the yin part of this practice kind of symbolizes that today. And also we are moving more into the night part of the practice, which is the moon part of the practice. Unclenching the jaw, relaxing the face, relaxing the shoulders. And if the mind wanders, we're not judging or labeling that as good or bad, right or wrong. We're simply just observing if the mind wanders. And knowing that we can always gently guide the mind back to the present moment by bringing awareness to what is happening in the body right now, what is happening in the breath right now, using those ways as anchors to ground ourselves into the present moment. And slowly start to deepen the breath, bringing movement into the body. Very gently walking the hands back to the body. Coming up onto your knees once again. Taking your time, not rushing. Right, we're transitioning from one ending to a new beginning. Sitting up on your knees. This time, bring your knees over to the right side of your mat, keeping that prop where it is, right? So the prop isn't being moved in front of you. The knees to the right side of the mat. Sit your hips off to the left. And once again, use your hands to square your chest over that prop in front of you. Coming into a spinal twist the other side. Place your neck wherever it feels good for you and see if you can let go of using your elbows and your hands to hold you up. See if you can just simply trust that the mat, that your prop will hold you. And let yourself be taken care of, which is all part of that yin energy as well. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the face. And we'll stay here for a few moments. So just getting comfortable, adjusting as is needed. And once again, noticing if the mind wanders and not judging or labeling this as good or bad, right or wrong, simply just observing. And knowing that we can always bring ourselves back into the present moment by focusing on what sensations we feel in the body, noticing where the sensations are, as well as noticing our breath as it enters in through our nose or perhaps our mouth. Just a few more moments here. Slowly start to deepen the breath, bringing movement into the body by just gently wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes perhaps. Coming back up onto the knees by bringing the hands back to the body. You can move your prop from the mat off to the side. Coming into a very quick child's pose just to kind of neutralize our spine. So bringing the hips back to the heels, the forehead in front of you. Just taking this quick child's pose. We're not going to be here very long. Arms out in front of you. And then gently coming onto your hands and your knees, swinging your hips off to one side and coming onto your seat. We're going to come into Baddha Konasana, which is your feet together, your knees apart. Okay, so your feet are together, your knees are apart. Kind of butterfly pose, which some people like to call it too. This is called Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. So sitting tall, adding length to your spine. Inhale as you reach the crown up towards the sky. Exhale as you forward fold. Option to bring a prop onto your feet if you want to lie your head down on something. Otherwise, you can release your hands out in front of you if you want to work into the hips more. Some of you may feel good if you use the elbows to guide the knees down if you want to work into the hips. And you can open your feet like a book too if your hips are already open. So a couple options for you here. We're not going to be here super long. So just tuning into the body, asking your body what it needs right now. Does it need a little bit more hip opening or does it need a little bit more restoration, so more relaxation? Wherever you are, letting the head and the neck relax down, shoulders relax away from the ears. For some of you, it may feel good to do some half neck circles to kind of open up the cervical spine, the shoulders. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the neck. And slowly start to deepen the breath. Bringing movement into the body by wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, and rolling up one vertebra at a time. Coming up into a seat. All right, so for those of you who joined class last week, I introduced a type of breath work, or pranayama, as it's called in Sanskrit, called alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana. So we're going to continue that today. It's a really good relaxation, grounding type of breath work. So I'm going to show you the hand that we're going to use once again for this alternate nostril breathing. So if you're looking at your hand and my right hand is out, I'm putting down my index finger and my middle finger down. Okay, this might feel weird at first, but it's okay. Just do what you can. Your thumb is free, your ring finger and your pinkies are free. So flip that towards you. Okay, I realize it kind of looks like a Yoda from the camera, but anyways, so you're gonna have that flip towards you. You're gonna use that thumb to pinch that right nostril when you wanna shut that and only breathe through the left. You're gonna use that ring finger to shut that left nostril when you only wanna breathe through the right. Okay, so we're gonna switch between these just for a few moments. Okay, so these are called alternate nostril breathing. Okay, so have that hand placement ready. You can sit on the edge of a block if that feels good to you, or the edge of a blanket. It feels extra nice and open for the chest. Okay, so, and try not to slump forward. Try to keep the chest open so we can really maximize our breath here. So just notice, close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Just notice what that normal breathing feels like. And once again, I want you to tune in. Is the breath coming in through one nostril? And if it is coming in through one nostril, is it the left, which represents our lunar, our moon energy, our yin? Or is the breath coming in through the right, which is our solar, masculine, solar energy? And if it's coming in through both, then that's pretty beautiful because it's pretty balanced. All right. So everyone pinch your right nostril so that your left nostril is open. Inhale in, 3, 2, 1. Pinch the left, exhale out through the right. 3, 2, 1. Inhale in through the right nostril. 3, 2, 1. Pinch the right, open the left, exhale out. 3, 2, 1. Inhale in left. 3, 2, 1. Close off, open right, exhale. 3, 2, 1. One more time. Inhale in. 3, 2, 1. Pinch the right, open the left, exhale. 3, 2, 1. Release the hand. So that's a little bit of how alternate nostril breathing is. Okay, so you kind of close off one nostril, you inhale in through just one nostril, you close off both, and then you exhale out through the other. So you're really letting the air come in through both nostrils. It's extremely balancing and grounding and centering for the body to do so. It's a great thing to do before bed, actually, every day, just for like a few moments. So adding on to last week, where we did predominantly just inhale, exhale, we're gonna add some holds, okay, where we hold off both nostrils and then hold it for 4 counts and then exhale. Okay, so we're gonna do some holds today. Okay, so take a deep inhale in, no pinching, exhale out. Pinch the right nostril, inhale in, 3, 2, 1, hold, close off both. 3, 2, 1, exhale right. 3, 2, 1, inhale right. 3, 2, 1, pitch both. 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale left. 3, 2, 1, inhale left. 3, 2, 1, hold. 3, 2, 1, exhale right. 3, 2, 1, inhale right. 3, 2, 1, last hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, left. 3, 2, 1. Release the hand, close the eyes, just noticing what is felt in the body. Noticing if there are any changes in sensation. Perhaps even any changes in the mind. And perhaps even now noticing which nostril, if only singular, the breath is coming in, or perhaps noticing if the breath is coming in through both. And gently blink open the eyes, roll the shoulders up to the ears and back down. Let's do that again. Roll the shoulders up to the ears and back down. All right, so for the last few minutes of class, we're going to do a very short loving kindness meditation called Metta. So for this, you have a couple options. You can stay sitting up in a comfortable seated position, or feel free to go onto your back. You can lie on your back already kind of in preparation for Shavasana. So whatever feels good to you. Getting to that comfortable position, using whatever props feel good for you. If that means lying down or sitting up, there's no right or wrong answer here. Just tuning into the body. And I really like Metta meditation because it really has us focus more on the heart space. It allows for us to focus on both ourselves, but also all those around us. And we'd be surprised at how big our heart can be when we really take the time to notice. So keep your eyes closed if it feels comfortable to you, or you can keep a soft gaze open. Whether you're lying down or sitting up, just bring the awareness to the heart. For those of you who study, the energetics like chakras, you may want to even visualize the heart space as green, anahata, which is the heart chakra. Or if you don't want to visualize it as green, perhaps just visualize it as whatever color really calls to you in this moment, or perhaps just seeing it as glowing. We're bringing our awareness to our heart space right now. And I want you to imagine that you are looking directly at yourself. You can imagine this as a mirror. You can imagine this as being outside your body, looking at yourself. A reflection of you in the water, whatever you can visualize right now. And repeating this silently in your mind, but directing these words towards yourself. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you feel at ease. May you be well. Sending these words to ourselves. These words are directed back at our heart, from our heart back to our heart. Next, I want you to imagine someone that you love very much in front of you. And if this involves a group of people, then you can cast this as wide as feels comfortable for you. But imagine them sitting in front of you, or perhaps above you if you're lying down. You're seeing all of your loved ones or your loved one, and repeating these words from the heart to them. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you feel at ease. May you be well. Now imagine in front of you that there are either people or a person that you may have difficulty with recently. This may just be one person, this may be a group of people, but imagine them all in front of you in their human form, as human and mortal as we all are, just standing there or they're above you if you're lying down, and repeating these words to them. May you be happy. May you be well. May you feel at ease. May you be safe. And then lastly, casting as wide a net as feels comfortable to our heart, perhaps including strangers, people that we feel neutral about, perhaps the people that we see around us, our neighbors, our community, our frontline workers, our healthcare providers, our government officials, our friends of friends, our acquaintances, our restaurant workers, our hospitality workers, however wide you want to go, just casting the net as wide as you feel comfortable with your heart today. And repeating these words to as wide of a net as is in front of you, perhaps even including the whole country, the whole planet, the whole universe. May you all be happy. May you all be safe. May you all be at ease. May you all be well. Wherever you are, just sinking in how the heart space feels. Once again, focusing on that heart space. Noticing what sensations are in the body, how the mind is, how the breath is. Gently bringing movement into the body by wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, perhaps rolling the wrist, rolling the ankles. If you're lying on your back, you can stretch your arms up overhead, stretch your legs out in front of you, growing really tall. And if you're also on your back, just rolling over onto either side in a fetal position, taking a moment to collect your breath. This is also symbolizing a new beginning. And then finding a comfortable seated position on your mats, bringing the palms together at the heart, Anjali Mudra. Giving gratitude to ourselves for showing up to our yoga practice this evening. Giving gratitude to our mind, our body, and our breath. And giving gratitude to our loved ones in life, those who show up for us, perhaps practice yoga with us, care for us. And honoring our endings, celebrating our beginnings as we usher in a new year, a new cycle, a new season, a new us. Knowing that our intentions that we set for class, all the lessons that we learn on the mat, they don't just stay on the yoga mat. We can take them and carry them with us into our everyday lives. The yoga practice does not stop here. And it certainly does not stay on the yoga mat. I thank each and every one of you for practicing with me today. It is always an honor to share this practice with you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. This is the last Sunset Yoga of 2020. So we will not